Head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I am coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, everything update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing super thanks button down below, super chats as well. There's a ton to go over. Let's start with Definity, shall we? So Definity going over, and he says, they post earlier today, it says, it is said that fortune favors the bold, and our new gaming repo product in partnership with Bitline is certainly only for bold and sophisticated investors. But for those people, this product offers a groundbreaking new way of accessing liquidity at casinos by making their crypto assets available for sale in a repo agreement. Let the good times roll. So obviously that was very impressive. They rolled that out on Thanksgiving. Another thing they had gone over, and they reposted something from like a week ago, about a week ago, where they said, we are pleased to announce that we have formalized our partnership with Chainalysis. Chainalysis has 55,000 followers over on X, saying through the integration of Chainalysis industry-leading blockchain analytics and risk management tools, we can improve security and transparency on our platform while ensuring regulatory compliance for all of our clients. This is what is required for institutional crypto to really take off. We're putting all the pieces into place. Then they go over 8 hours ago and say, we're happy to announce that we have formalized and deepened our relationship with Fireblocks HQ. Fireblocks HQ has over 28,000 followers over on X, and everything on that Fireblocks website, except for Definity, has like a $200 million market cap and above. Definity, less than $7 million market cap. So if it does a 30x, it gets right to just to where everyone else is on that list. Saying by using Fireblocks self-custody solutions, we can offer our clients secure and seamless trading at a fraction of the cost of ETFs such as IBIT. With Fireblocks secure infrastructure, Definity's API clients can now trade digital assets with confidence and ease. You can read all about the integration, and I went over that a little while ago, a couple weeks back when they first announced that, and that was great. And again, they've been partnered with Fireblocks for a minute, but again, they deepened it. And then we go and we have Develo Intel. Now, Develo Intel only has about 18,000 followers over on X, but they say institutional adoption and allocation has been the driving force behind the most recent rally. How these orgs interface with crypto is a bit different than how retail does. Definity Network is one of the key protocols onboarding institutions into crypto. The Definity platform provides crypto asset and FX trading, as well as accessible onboarding and many other features. And I went over this a little bit with Poba G, who most of you might not remember because a lot of people here are new. Out of 58 people here, there'll be a bunch of other people here later. Out of the people here that maybe one or two might remember, he made videos for VeVe and Ecomi over in 2021, kind of bought at the top, as a lot of us did, and has been pretty silent for the last couple of years. Let me hold on. Been live for 3 minutes. Meow, meow, meow. Let me go in and share this with a buddy of mine. Sorry, I don't know what song that's from. Copy link. Oh God, I did not mean to, but I have this new phone and it sent a text. It says, what are you doing? Didn't mean to send the what are you doing text. I feel like such a boomer. I just have a new phone. Anyway, it's nice to see that he's coming back. It's nice to see that he's coming around. So outside of OMI and VeVe that I explained over on, he's been live for like 48 hours now, which is insane, taking a page out of my playbook. But I went on for about 3 hours. He's clipping that into its own video. So I'll link that whenever that finally uploads in the next day or so. But we go over VeVe and OMI quite a bit. But then after we go over the good, the bad, the ugly, and all that, we go and we say like, hey, what other stuff are you into? And we talk about Devi and their sharding technology. And again, we'll go over Devi in a minute. We go over Decat and the Meme Alliance, and we go over Alluvium. And one of the things we went over is obviously Definity. And he's just like, okay, he's got some Doge, he's got some other stuff. I think he's got AVAX right now. Doge and AVAX are his big two. And he's like, I want to get back into OMI.
he could potentially get like 10, 20, 30 million OMI by the end of it if things work out. But we just never know when anything's going to pump. I mean, right now you've had Flow, which has done a doubling since the bottom a month ago. You've had Illuvium has done a doubling since the bottom since a month ago. And Devi's done like a tripling since the bottom, like a month or two ago. And then obviously in the comments over here, XRP is killing. There's a bunch of other stuff that's running. And OMI and Definity haven't really moved yet. Now, am I going to... I didn't tell them, sell everything right now and put it all into OMI. No, I didn't say that. But I said, hey, it might not be a bad idea to just like take 10 or 20% off the top and then chuck it in here now, knowing that OMI and Definity could potentially go lower. Again, as people go in and they take some of their stuff, they sell it at a loss. I've seen this multiple times already. People selling their stuff at a loss to chase these green candles. And in the short term, what they buy, and they bought it after it's done like a 3x or an 8x or 20x, sometimes that does tend to go up. It keeps running. But they're buying something after it already did like an 8x, and a lot of times that really doesn't work out. That's why a lot of people don't tend to not make it in crypto. But the opposite way of doing that is, again, after something's run 8x or whatever it is. And I'm not saying to go in and take all your profit off the table, just that it's not a bad idea to take a little bit of profit and roll it into something else, a good project that hasn't run yet. Now, obviously, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor to any of y'all. Maybe one of y'all if you're over here. So the Definity, let's see what that's done today. Again, I think it's down quite a bit. It's down about 8% to about 3.9 cents. We've got about 250,000 in volume. A lot of that, I'll go over it here real quick. A lot of that was from yesterday, and we had that at I don't even know if I'll be able to find it. It was many, many hours ago. So this B470 guy would consistently go in and lose money. I don't know what they were doing, but consistently they would buy $5,000 worth and sell like $4,900 worth, and they would constantly do that. And I don't know whether he was trying to use a bot, and the MEXC, those anti-bots, they just got the better of him. This had happened when I was in Colombia like a week ago as well, and just consistently kept losing money. And I was like, I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe it's one of the Definity's things where they just want to pump the volume, and it's just costing them a little bit of money to do that. Why you'd really want to do that is if you want to get on another exchange, if you want to go and say, hey, this exchange requires a certain amount of volume. But so 250,000 volume, again, we like never have. It's typically like, I don't know, like $25,000 in volume. So it is harder to go in and buy it without pumping the price a little bit. And I was telling that to a friend yesterday and today. So there's two friends of mine that's going to go in and say, hey, how do we buy this without really pumping the price? And I told them both, listen, if you're pumping the price like 5 or 8% or like 10 or 12%, like do it. Like it's not going to matter in the long term. By all means, if you can buy it and it pumps the price like 1%, continuously do that. But it's just a lot easier to have a $2,500 buy order as opposed to five $500 buy orders, just because of the time that it saves you. And again, I think these prices are still exceedingly low. Again, $7 million market cap. And we'll get into a bunch of other stuff. Again, they do sponsor the channel, but I don't talk about them because they sponsor the channel. They do sponsor the channel because I talk about them. One of the admins over on the chat says a single one alone talking about buybacks that Definity does isn't overly bullish, but it's intended to show that things are starting, as was suggested and requested by some people in discussion here a few weeks back. There will be other utilities to follow that will also result in buybacks and burns, namely discounted trading fees for invoicing clients that choose to pay in Definity, which is what Chris is working on for the small cap business currently. Also the same for the anomaly detector, which the team are starting to push now. I think that if we start to have a few $1,000s a week being bought and burned, that will start to be very, very bullish. I agree 100,000% here. Do we have anything else? Single one. So I said a few $1,000s a week. That sounds like it would be a lot. He said, don't quote me on that. He's just throwing numbers out there, not based on anything solid, but I don't think they're crazy to think like that at all. Anomaly detector is $16,000 a month, less 20% discounts as a $12,500 a month. If the team burns 30% of that, that's $4K a month. and multiply that by a few funds, it's easy to see a couple $1,000s a week being bought back and some of it burned. And that's just on the anomaly detector. So there is a bunch of other stuff to go over here. Let's get to the OMI real quick. Let's see, because I feel like that's what most people are here for. Ecomi down about 1.2% today to 00033. They've been around. It's been between 00031, 00035 for quite a while now. 671,000 in volume. Let's see where most of that volume is. I'm going to guess Ascendex and MEXC is right. 160,000 on Ascendex, 148,000 on MEXC, but then 131,000 on BitGet. So not bad. Obviously, you'd like to see the price, depending on what you want to do, what your game plan is, go up. It's nice to see your accounts in the green or in the black. But again, if you are waiting for other things to pump and you're hoping that this kind of goes out, and it could be the opposite. Just be like, well, actually, I want Ecomi to pump so I could buy more Earth 2 Essence, or I want Ecomi to pump and Definity to stay down so I could buy more Definity, because maybe Essence and Definity both have that potential to outperform OMI, and maybe you want that to run first. But again, in the opposite way, again, I have a good amount of Flow, Devi, and Alluvium, which is all up right now. So I kind of want those to continue pumping while OMI stays this price or below, so I could stack more, again, before it really runs. When does that happen? We're not 100% sure, but here's a couple of things. I have so many screenshots to go over today. Here's a couple of reasons why I'm thinking that it pumps pretty significantly over the next couple of months. One of which, obviously, is tied to VeVe. VeVe has that. Obviously, they're like king of NFTs, that platform. And our CoinGecko post the other day, our NFTs back. CryptoPunks, their floor price is up 1.5%. Bored Ape Yacht Club was up 23%. Pudgy Penguins up 9.2%. Infinex Patrons up 20%. Mutant 8 Yacht Club up 39, almost 40%. Milady Maker up 3.5%. Azuki up 15%. Autoglyphs up 2%. Chrome Squiggle up 1%. So a lot of these things have been up. And then you have, I think earlier today I saw, oh, that might have been it. That might have been, yeah, $90,000 now for a Bored Ape from Borovic. That seems to be the floor. Yeah, 24.2 ETH price, which is heckin' nuts. So again, it does seem like NFTs are making a comeback. And again, Flow would not be pumping. It would not have doubled in the last couple of weeks if NFTs weren't making a comeback. Flow obviously has the, what's that called? NBA Top Shots, NFL All Day, UFC Strike. And I searched YouTube before. I said this on the PoBG podcast, that I searched NBA Top Shots NFT, and the most recent video was like 4 days ago. It got like 500 views. Fine. And then the third video that posted was me. It was me, Crypto Rain, and Dr. Stuff. I think just because we maybe talked about NBA Top Shots or Flow at least a little bit in the stream, and that's why they put us there. But there's nobody making videos on that now. If there were, and I sorted by recently uploaded, and I put the NFT, it's because I tried it twice. I tried searching NBA Top Shots, and then the videos were just the top like shots of like the NBA the past couple of days or weeks, which I like, okay, so I need to put NFT, search by recently uploaded, and that's what came out. So NFTs do seem to be making that bit of a comeback. That will flow into VeVe and OMI at some point. Again, all of the stuff that I had mentioned before, when we take a look at, where the heck was it? CryptoPunks, obviously OG, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Pudgy Penguins, those are like the big three, and Mutant 8 Yacht Club as well. I don't know what Milady Maker is or Azuki. I think I might have heard of Autoglyphs. But outside of Web3, nobody knows what any of this is. Maybe somebody, because like Justin Bieber had one and Eminem had one, maybe they know about Bored Apes. But like, does anyone's like dad knows what that is? Most of my people that watch me are between 24 and 54, so have a dad. I don't think anyone would know what that is. I would say when this comes in, and you say, oh, wait, you can get like a Spider-Man, and that's official, that's licensed by Marvel. And then you have same thing with Iron Man, you have the same thing with Superman, like all of this stuff, like partner statue, first appearance of Mickey Mouse on the blockchain. That money will flow into VeVe and OMI. I don't know when. we'll see about it. And then I have a friend texting me about Definity, saying he's got some questions, a couple of which I can answer on here. The founders of Definity would just be just Manu Chowdhury. Take a look, Google him. Been in banking for like 20 plus years before he came on here. He's also obviously part of the leadership team. Current revenues, well, they gross hundreds of millions of dollars. The net profits on that are very, very small, or that's how much business they do. The net profits on that are not really public. We're not sure. What problem do they solve? What is a differentiator in the market? Again, the problem that Definity solves is just being able to let other institutions buy digital assets or crypto. And they do it where they're AMLD5 compliant, the anti-money laundering, the counter-terrorist stuff. Any institution worth their salt is not going to be trading on like Robinhood. Some of them might buy Coinbase, some of them might maybe like Binance, but getting it onboarding, offboarding through Definity is what they're going to do. Definitely outside the US and maybe some inside the US. That's going to be a big one. And again, they do that with compliance. How they scale and when. I mean, they're doing that slowly now. They partnered with like 40 like hedge funds institutions with like 80 more in the pipeline. Now, does that mean they get all 80? No, but do they get at least half of them and double? Sure. When do they actually scale? I wish I knew. How many employees? I'm not sure that's public. I don't think it's more than like 20. It might even be less. What is their monthly cash burn rate? I also don't know, or I don't even think that's public. Do they have a public roadmap? They have some tactical goals and a rough approach. I don't think they have an actual roadmap though. The exchanges are just PancakeSwap, Uniswap, and MEXC. So let's go over. All right, so we did the OMI, VVTs. All right, so I'll just go over the news of the day. Historically, okay, there's that. Revolut Intel, Revolut that, Definity. VeVe Viral says, hey, VeVe fam, in your opinion, what would translate into the most new VeVe users? Would it be traditional marketing? Would it be interoperability, exchanges, or fidgetals? Now, maybe this goes on and it says, okay, you could have some people that just want to pump their bags. So they'll say exchanges, and maybe they don't really care about how many users VeVe has. And let's say that accounts for 10% of it. Okay, well, 60% of it said exchanges. I mean, that's how most people found VeVe in the first place. That's how I found VeVe. That's how a lot of people found VeVe, was through not necessarily exchanges, but they had it through the token. And then VeVe Viral goes and retweets that saying, brave, intelligent, visionary VeVe official fam from all continents and across the seas have voted, and the overwhelming majority agree that the #1 most effective method to surge the number of VeVe collectors is to leverage the massive exposure opportunity of listing OMI on USA exchanges. Now, what do we know and how likely is this to happen? Ben is incentivized to grow the app, to grow users on the app, I should say. Now, he's dug deep into the well of the VeVe war chest and saying like, hey, we just hired like 6 new people, all in marketing. So obviously he's doing very traditional stuff. I was going over this on the POG podcast before. How do you get into this position? You're not going into, one, you don't get to the head of New Zealand Binance without being fairly competent. I understand that there are not a ton of people at this level, so maybe doesn't have a ton of people to really compete with. But again, it's not like he got this job by, oh, this is like my, derelict cousin, he needs a job, let's throw him here. No, like, you have to be super competent and you have to be at the top of your level. And then that's the test. You go, you get that level. If he would have failed and his job was just to grow Binance New Zealand, if he would have failed or been ineffective, he would not have been, one, he would have either stayed there and maybe tried to justify that a little bit, or he would have been demoted or transferred. But he didn't just transfer somewhere else. He got promoted from head of New Zealand to head of all Australia Binance. And then what happens? He grows their user base by like a multiple. And again, there's, let's say, three ways that could have happened. The most likely scenario, I think, is that he
developed some marketing tools or pushed some marketing ideas that were effective and that grew the user base, by adding a zero to it, adding a multiple to it. And that's likely, again, that's what I think was what likely happened. And that's how he did that as a successful person. The other way that could have happened, you could say, okay, well, what he did helped a little bit, but people were kind of coming on anyway because crypto was growing. So maybe it was 50-50. Maybe 50% of the people got on because of the ideas that he pushed and the stuff that he implemented. And maybe 50% was because those people were coming on anyway. And then there's a very unlikely scenario where, let's say he was doing things that really worked against the company. And I guess there is this super small chance that it didn't grow because of him, but maybe Binance Australia grew despite of him. Maybe everything he did was counterproductive to the company, but again, crypto is growing and it just did that anyway. Again, I don't think that's likely at all. The most likely scenario is that he pushed a lot of initiatives that really helped grow the company, and that's why it went insane. It went bananas. And then obviously getting a job offer from VeVe through David as co-CEO. It's not like he was just in charge of marketing. Getting a co-CEO job of this company that went from a valuation of likely a couple $1 billion to maybe several $100 million, maybe $1 billion, however much they lost, we're not sure. But somehow he had negotiated his package. I should rephrase that. He had negotiated his benefits package to where his compensation is directly correlated to the amount of users. And I'm pretty sure that Ben is somebody that did not come into this blind. He probably went into this saying, what is it about this company that made it grow? What is it about this company that continues to be a viable option for me to make a lot of money? And most likely, again, I think not only is he competent and conscientious and just an incredibly hard worker, I think he's also got to be a shark. I think he's also got to be a savage. You don't get to where he was without being all of those things in conjunction with maybe having to step on people, with maybe having to go be like, and I'm not saying he's like lifting himself up by tearing others down. I'm saying that there are other highly competent individuals that he had to compete against and he won. How do you do that? Just by being the best, like no one ever was. Sorry, Pokemon reference over there. So again, he's done a bunch of traditional stuff by hiring everybody in marketing. But he's also likely very well aware that a lot of people found the app because of the token. And if the token rises, so does VeVe. They have a symbiotic relationship where what happens to one affects the other. And he definitely understands this. This is not something that he's just unaware of. So I really would like to see a long-term, or I would like to see how he interprets that. Over the last couple of weeks, the number of active daily users has gone down. Monthly users is about the same, but the active daily users has gone down. Part of which because of the update on the app, part of which, I'm going to say most of which because it was the app. And maybe it's the time of year. A lot of people are not necessarily on the app during Thanksgiving. Maybe some are, but it might just be that time of year. Same thing maybe on Christmas. But I'm just really curious to where that leaves him and how he interprets that data. Another thing, Pinky Collect says, are we not able to deposit OMI on the VeVe wallet? At this moment, I can't find my wallet address or a deposit option on the desktop portal. Foster Hill goes and says, the team has removed the button to deposit OMI onto the VeVe app. As we migrate VeVe MCP rewards to self-custody model via Stacker World, you still earn the same rewards, but with the benefit of controlling the keys to your crypto, which I like very much. Shoot, I didn't go over Devi before. I'll go over Devi a little bit now, just because I found this. Dr. Stuff goes off and says, for those of wondering why I'm bullish on Devi, here's some of the reasons why. Develo claims to have developed the world's most scalable blockchain, notably the DEFX platform, which is designed with a unique consensus mechanism called proof of validation. This platform has been highlighted for its capability to handle up to 8 million transactions per second, significantly outperforming other blockchains like Ethereum, Solana, etc., for speed and efficiency. The platform uses a sharding technique where each application can have its own blockchain shard, allowing for scaling by spinning up new shards as needed.
Enterprise Solutions Develo has positioned itself as a provider of blockchain solutions for enterprise businesses across various industries. They've been working on developing customized blockchain applications, including but not limited to financial services, gaming, environmental sustainability, and more. This includes their work on DevESG, an ESG known as Environmental, Social, and Governance platform built on DEFX, aiming to offer a verifiable source of truth for ESG data. Market cap is currently low at 47 million. Major institutions use their enterprise solutions. Well, you can guess what happens to the market cap. Add a zero, add 2 zeros, it's going to go nuts. Dr. Prophet says, huge shout out to Vibesman for capturing our VeVe fam community in action. Your video perfectly showcases what makes our collector community special. If you're into collecting, his content is a must follow. So I'm not going to lie, people make videos all the time, and some are better than others. Some are good, some are like, okay. This was like a hype video. This was like, oh, this was good. And I really don't say that lightly. Again, people make content all the time. A lot of it's hit or miss. But this one was really good. It was just a trailer. It was like 2.5 minutes. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Not just because I'm in it a couple times, but it thought it was really good. Anyway, VeVe does more teasing. I guess we'll go over that in a minute. Rudy goes out and says, we added an amazing piece to the collection. First appearance, David and Dan's signature, #1. It's the VeVe gold and silver ticket for New York Comic Con, and it's the #1. Says he believes the collectible is massively underrated. He only has 2, and that one he says is definitely a keeper. God, I don't know. That's got to be worth a couple thousand at least. At least. There's very few #1s you can get on the app, especially first appearance of David and Dan's signature on this. And that's going to have utility as well going forward. I don't know how to value that. People buying that. Brazil lawmakers propose 18 billion in Bitcoin sovereign reserve, 180,000 Bitcoin. So shout out to Brazil for doing that. Feels like a lot of South American countries are trying to do that. So shout out to them. Million tokens, more Definity. All right, Taiwan fast tracks stricter crypto AML rules to take effect November 30th. That was a few days ago, obviously. Putin signs crypto law recognizing digital assets as property. Good for him. New York's regulator is close to greenlighting a new stablecoin issued by cross-border payments company Ripple, and Ripple's been ripping, no pun intended. Dude, they're at $2.47. What? Oh my God, up 31% today. Like I understand it when a company is worth like $1 billion and they had 30%. Cool, you added 300 million. Their fully diluted market cap is like $250 billion. Market cap right now is 141 billion, but like Jesus, man, fully diluted, it's nuts. Yeah, they've gone insane. That is heck. Cardano up 10%. Sheeb up 8%. Let's see what Flow's doing. Flow up 7%, up to $1.04. They were up to like $1.07. They were down to like $1.02. They started the day at like 94 cents. So it's really nice to see that again, because I have a decent amount. Mara, M-A-R-A, purchases $615 million worth of Bitcoin, boosting total holdings to 34,794 Bitcoin. Shout out to them. Then we have Mo Collections say everyone is overly bearish on OMI by a magnitude of 10. I've been doing my research on gaming, metaverse, and NFT projects this past week, and literally nobody's come close to the infrastructure and brand development behind VeVe and Ecomi and Stacker World. There's a 10-year plan and vision in place for these companies. And then he hashtags metaverse, hashtag Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if we have those yet. A buddy of mine says VeVe has about 200,000 followers on X, and Sui has 800,000 followers on X. Market cap on OMI is like 90 million. Market cap on Sui is 10 billion. He's betting on both, but OMI seems even more undervalued. Derp. No derp there. Oh, okay. So Ben Rose had a new interview with Go Collect. Chris Severs, shout out to him. Let's go take a read on that here. Say Ben Rose, co-CEO of VeVe, discusses the future of collectibles with Go Collect. Article starts off by saying transformation begins within when experience meets belief and opportunity aligns with passion. True leadership is not just about guiding change, but embodying it, shaping visions that inspire others to dream bigger. In the heart of transformation lies a connection to community, where shared desires and collective energy redefine possibility. The synergy is a catalyst for growth, igniting industries and reshaping tradition. As we all step into the digital evolution of collectibles, it's this transformative leadership, rooted in vision and fueled by connection, that is shaping an extraordinary new chapter for asset collectors and creators alike. This is a wonderful hobby full of incredibly passionate, talented, and eager enthusiasts who are borrowing and sharing knowledge and interest from all collecting elements to advance their enjoyment in collection. To that, I share my wonderful opportunity meeting VeVe Collectibles' new co-CEO, Ben Rose. Chris saying, it's a true pleasure to have this chat with you, Ben. We appreciate the opportunity to introduce you to our Go Collect readers. And as Logan would say, let's freaking go. So what are digital collectibles and why should collectors pay attention? Ben responds by saying, thanks for having me with you, Chris. Growing up, we had printed photos and family albums. Now we have Google Drive, Dropbox, cloud computing. In fact, we have even more photos today than ever before, but without the risk of fading, damage, loss, and shelf space. Digitization is not unique to digital collecting. It's a happening in every aspect of our lives. Vinyl records are now Spotify, where we've been given more choice and convenience than ever before. With respect to collectibles, there's a very exciting addition from digital collecting where I can collect in a different way. Not better, not worse, just different, although I say it's better. As our current users love this as it gives people the opportunity to own first appearances and early editions of assets that might not otherwise be accessible, while opening access from anywhere on Earth with just a mobile phone. Furthermore, there are things you can do with digital collectibles you just can't do with physicals, such as our new Evolvables model. These can be enhanced, upgraded, animated, musically enabled, used in augmented reality, and so forth, where physicals stay the same their entire lifetime. I think they tend to get worse over the lifetime. They get sun damage, they fade, temperature plays a factor. It says, we all spend more time online today than ever before. Chat rooms evolved into social media, which evolve into metaverses. Collecting is aligned with sharing, so why wouldn't we want to share our treasures online with each other? The answer is that we do. Taking the issues related to climate damage into consideration, pop culture collecting evolves into a freight of packaging. VeVe mints its digital collectibles on the Immutable X blockchain, meaning they are completely carbon neutral. To some, this sounds like a gimmick, but it is of significant importance for many, particularly younger audiences who are about to participate in the greatest transfer of wealth in history, where sustainability really, really matters. Now, I'm not sure where he's going with the greatest transition of wealth. To my knowledge, that's just where boomers are leaving stuff to their kids and grandkids, and that happens to be millennials. And where are they going to put it? I mean, ask any 20-year-old, oh, do you want to invest in the S&P 500 and the VOO, or do you want to invest in crypto? I'd say 99% of them, 95% of them would probably say crypto. Chris Note says, thinking of CGC grading, those of us who grew up without online verification, or more recently blockchain certainty, nothing matched and matches the feeling of having your prized comic graded, even sweller when it comes back at very high grade, when they look fantabulous to display. But now think of younger audiences who loathe plastic, maybe invest in Bitcoin instead of gold, maybe struggle to afford the high cost of shipping their comic for grading, or in many housing markets, San Francisco, Vancouver, Toronto, etc., cost of home ownership or rents are highly prohibitive to spending dollars on grading, let alone storing physicals when square footage is at a premium. There's little doubt digital assets offset these concerns, opening new avenues for more people to ultimately participate. Little background here. Todd McFarlane says there are a ton of people outside the US that would love to purchase a Batman physical collectible of his, and they have no problem spending $20 American on it, but they don't want to pay an extra $40 in shipping. This is where a lot of digital collectibles come in handy. It's maybe gas fees, depending on the blockchain. Now, we're not saying physical collecting is withering. We both collect and own physical assets, where the market is growing at roughly 5.5% a year, but our lives are digital. Just stands to reason digital collecting is an easy extension. Chris says, referencing prior blogs, this shaped my career and led me to write about these transformations with Go Collect. Selling Yellow Page phone books became selling internet directory listings. Newspaper ads became news website banner ads. Neither company initially wanted to transform and risk cannibalizing their print businesses or audiences, yet there was nothing they could do to stop it. Consumers chose the path reluctantly, and the brands followed. Those who jumped in early, massive success. You need a few examples. Google transformed phone books. Facebook transformed news distribution. Amazon transformed bookstores. But did the need to find businesses die? Did the need to stay informed of local through global events die? Did the need to read die? No. They're some of the largest media platforms ever seen, where their reach and levels of audience interaction levels are beyond the capability or imaginations of the brands that they enhance. This could happen universally distributed phone books. You know it's happening with collectibles. The argument about something's value diminishing since it isn't physical is easily explained by just looking at Bitcoin ETFs, the most successful ETFs in all of investing history. And you don't actually hold a Bitcoin like a physical coin. It's a digital asset. Every aspect of our lives, things that were once tangible are now digital. So there's a role for both where collectibles are no different. VeVe offers exclusive, scarce, and licensed digital brand IP. Now, how did you confirm this? I.e., if someone's worried about scarcity and value for physical print assets, how does VeVe ensure that scarcity is something anyone can buy or invest into? This is a really good article. It says the reason we use blockchain is for the exact reason. Scarcity is super important to collectors. With digital collecting, when you buy something from a drop in the store or the marketplace, you can see exactly how many were minted or created, burned and available, which isn't always the case with physicals. In fact, it's almost never the case with physicals. There's always an element of trust you must choose to believe in. With VeVe digital assets, you can choose to engage based on total items made, rarities, variant cover arts, one-of-one product, hunt specific mint numbers, even stack assets that might be harder to do with physicals. Many choices, but everyone is different. So there's something for everyone where this technology allows clear information that total exists. Chris says, think in terms of Go Collect. We track and report trackable and reportable sales. Confirming the total number of assets in existence, though, is difficult, if not impossible. Marvel Comics #1 physically printed roughly 1 million copies back in 39, which we show 70 graded. They're exceedingly rare. Yet we all trust there are at least 1,000 or so still laying around in collectors' homes unreported, ungraded. What would happen if we had that exact number? Think of some cryptocurrencies or even gold. When it starts to run out or when the prices pump, we start minting more, digging more, finding more. When something is capped and proven as such, it starts to take a whole new idea of scarcity and its associated value. And again, for gold, yes, there's a finite amount that's found on Earth. Granted, they're always digging more. But what happens when Elon Musk has attaches mining equipment to his SpaceX rockets or SpaceX satellites, and they mine asteroids? What happens then? Then you have an infinite supply of asteroids that do that. Anyway, Chris says a lot of current digital collectors came in through crypto. I did too. First buying the Ecomi parent company's OMI token, akin supporting the project like I once bought shares of AT&T. When VeVe suddenly announced James Bond collectibles and Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1, Amazing Spider-Man #1, as blockchain minted verifiable ownership assets, I took notice and shifted focus. This is relatively easy for me to appreciate coming from a 20-plus career in digital media, but as this is entirely new for many people, let's dig a little deeper. What this is all about. Are these real assets? Why should we care about any of this? The answer, VeVe uses a technology. It happens to be NFT blockchain technology, but that's how we ensure our collectors know the exact number of editions and authenticity of the asset they've brought in that rarity. There are many people into those technologies who use and appreciate the capabilities while collecting. There are also people who are non-techie collectors and just beginning to learn about and or experience a new asset class and growing awareness. The secret sauce of VeVe is bringing brands, properties, and characters from the mainstream to an environment where both sides can be accessed. Make it easy for consumers to sign up, join and engage, make it safe for brands and their licensed IP to participate, and remove the complexity of crypto or blockchain, make it appealing and exciting for everyone, bringing these two worlds together. For example, we just did a drop with Big Shot Toyworks, now niche friends, where IP from Web 2 is bleeding into Web 3. McDonald's recently launched their Doodles NFT collaboration with licensed McDonald's NFTs, some now selling for $130,000 US. And over the first 2 weeks of November, total NFT sales across blockchain skyrocketed 94% to over 181 million. The winners will continue to be those who make enjoying this space easy. It is not and or, it is both can win together situation. This is really a nascent space. The more brands and platforms that come into it, the more awareness it brings, the more participation is driven as a result. Again, though, there's something for everyone. You're a Star Wars fan, but not Star Trek? It's okay. For Marvel over DC, it's okay also. For to collect comics for cover art, but not the stories, also okay. Oh, shoot. Hang on one second here. We had a $4,400 buy order for Definity, and it only rose price to 3.9. Did Definity go way down? Was that 3? Okay, now it's 4.1, but that was a heck of a green candle there. Oh, there was like a $3,000 sell order by 54A33. That's insane. They have $19,000 worth of Devi, $3,700 worth of bump, and they still have $5,500 left of Definity. So they went and did that, and then AE68AF bought $4,400 worth. Excuse me. And they have $15,000 worth of Astro Pepe X. Whoever that was bananas. That was a big buy order. Anyway, sorry. Let me keep going here on this article. Sorry, where it was. Okay. Digitization is not for everybody. The reality is, though, it's a growing market and category that is easy to poo-poo on when it's new. Did he really say poo-poo? Easy to poo-poo on when it's new, but people are joining in and enjoying this. How can anyone argue against that? Roblox or Fortnite could be viewed as competitive, time/money invested. However, I see them as very bullish since they normalize the space of digital use and ownership. It normalizes people paying real-world money for digital things they own and use within video games. The collectibles industry in the range of 400 billion to 500 billion annually for physicals. Our challenge is clearly helping those audiences understand the benefits of digital collecting they're already exposed to. Chris says, look at the National Hockey League. If you haven't watched or noticed it yet, the NHL itself now promotes their own licensed digital collectibles to their TV viewing fans via their own TV commercials. The NHL breakaway NFTs are blockchain minted ownership of unique hockey moments of historical events. I wonder how far back they go, because NFT or NBA Top Shots don't go back that far. If they were to go back to like the 90s, which they might now, but back a couple years ago they didn't, that would be incredible. Dude, there was so many incredible moments in the 90s that were nuts. Anyway, they're scarce, they're ownable, they're sellable, and they're tradable. They're being promoted by one of the largest sport associations on the planet. This is another example of how brands are going mainstream with so many exciting new items, but bringing awareness to the entire ecosystem. Now, let's learn a little bit about the man behind the name. I don't know how long this freaking article is. I'm sorry, I've been going on for 40-something minutes, and there's still a lot to go over. I'm the youngest of 6 children, so I always had to sing for myself. Bit of an extrovert where I grew up in a noisy, busy house with lots going on. I was nerdy as a kid, big into wrestling and 90s cartoons, academic, and developed a love of languages. Went to Oxford, oh God, it's so smart, where I studied Portuguese, came out with a degree in medieval literature and languages, and went to work in the advertising agency world. Medieval literature, that is, okay, interesting. A contract role brought me to New Zealand, where I was exposed to the commercial business successes that I soaked up. During this time, I began investigating and learning more and more about cryptocurrency. Like many, COVID added to my time spent understanding the ecosystem. When Binance announced they wanted to expand into the New Zealand market, pairing my passions for New Zealand, marketing, and now crypto, while knowing what branding into that market meant for Binance, I put my hand up believing it would be exciting to lead their entry into the market that just had to experience it. I'm a glutton for big, hairy, audacious challenges, so at the time it was a deep bear market with loads of bad press and regulatory challenges. So when I was chosen for the role, I jumped full on into it. This extended to my running the Australian market, where of course I ended up meeting David Yu, CEO of VeVe. Ben had some really great questions for David a couple of years ago. Shout out to the person that gave him those questions. Says, I asked him to participate in a video interview to learn more about digital collectibles and NFTs, which blew up in views. I knew all about communities from my years in brand building, but I had never witnessed anything like what I saw from the VeVe community. Positive, negative, they were 100% passionate. This really intrigued me. Along with David's ethics, business philosophy, and demeanor, I just liked him as a bloke. We continued to stay in touch, and an idea of joining the team at some point became steadily stronger in my thinking, as it was such an interesting business. Eventually, the time was right where David and co-founder Dan Crothers had been discussing ways to begin taking VeVe to the next level. My skill set was a good fit, and the mutual agreement to join was made. Here's something else that I want to go on and talk about. This man can smell opportunity. If anyone's ever seen House of Cards, Kevin Spacey goes in and is like, oh, I saw President Walker from a mile away. And when you're in it as long as I have, you can smell which way the wind is blowing. And he went on, he made himself important very early, and then he had the president's ear. In that same breath, I did the same thing with VeVe. I saw exactly the potential that they were doing, immediately shifted from Earth 2 to VeVe making videos. I did both for a while, and then Earth 2 kind of fell off. And even though their crypto now is insanely undervalued, I believe, I didn't make VeVe videos because I look where it's gotten me. Ben, no doubt, smelt that potential as well. And again, negotiated himself an amazing benefits package, potentially. I think that he's going to do here what he did over at Binance over in New Zealand and Australia. And he's very likely knows. Now, I asked him about, he says he has a little bit of crypto, not much. If anyone remembers that episode of Gilmore Girls where Rory's talking to Jess, like, I thought you didn't read much. And Jess says, well, what is much? What is much to him? It could be very facetious. And again, he's not Oxford trained, highly successful, highly competent. You don't get to where he is without being insanely intelligent. He knows which way the wind is blowing. He knows that obviously his benefits package is one thing, but he's not dumb. He knows that OMI can easily 100x, if not more. I guarantee he hasn't said he has OMI. I guess there's a scenario in which he doesn't have any OMI. I think if you believe that, you're highly underestimating this man. I'm positive he's got OMI. I'm positive he's been stacking. I'm positive he buys more all the time, even though he's given zero indication for that. Why? Because he'd be stupid not to. Like, clearly, when you have a bunch of, I don't say inside knowledge, he works for the company. When you know what's coming, even if he can't buy it himself for whatever reason, maybe there's regulatory reasons where he can't. Maybe he knows a bloke or he knows someone, family member, hey, I'm going to give you this money. You go in and buy OMI. This way it's, or give it to a friend. This way it's once or twice removed. Guarantee you something like that is happening. Sharer, hold on one second. I gotta, oh my God, that is a wild dog. That is a wild dog. Sorry, there's somebody messaged me. I had to get back to that. Anyway, the article goes on, says, did your time at Binance expose you to the similarities in the world of collecting? It says, totally. You've got this product where a lot of people had never heard of it, where if they had heard, they were generally unclear about why it was a good thing. So adoption rates are very low. You had a job to do to educate people about why there's a need at all. How can we improve the incumbent, but then further, why your offer? You need to also give them a reason to engage with you. This is exactly the same as with digital collectibles. Most people outside our own echo chamber barely know what these are or what it all means. What is this company called VeVe? Why should I buy any of these things from you? Let's say because you're a big fan of James Bond and like to collect memorabilia associated with that brand. And we just dropped the latest digital piece. It's exactly the same. It just takes some time to educate, raise interest, and build momentum with mainstream awareness. Now, while at Binance, BlackRock started their Bitcoin ETFs, a direct parallel. Chris says, I've had discussions around that. Despite how many people yell, scream, run naked in the streets about how ridiculous crypto and blockchain technology seem at first, most don't connect that we're in the building phase of an enhanced internet system that will allow better focus on trustless transactions and contracts, maybe even free up space for the content web to be faster. No more spinning hourglasses on your Netflix sign-on screens. It's all improving. I'll admit, VeVe dropping James Bond, Marvel, Disney, and more, how easy it was to get started hooked me. I dabbled in crypto and learned how it worked, spent hours researching, etc., and frustrated my countless times. But VeVe's easy button, access to the first ever huge IPs on the blockchain via credit card, was compelling. I.e., nobody asked how Netflix works. It just does. Well, okay. Except when they aired the Tyson Paul promotion. That was insane. Anyway, the marketing, the VeVe opportunity.
Chris says, I'm thrilled where both guys message and this distribution strategy is something I think we both share a passion. So what about the brands themselves? VeVe has already landed over 200 mind-blowingly crazy awesome IPs, and we haven't really seen a lot of them promoting the partnership to any great extent. Star Wars is over 6.4 million fans on X. Disney is almost 11 million. Marvel over 19 million. Those three brands alone hold a lot of powerful promotional potential, right? How deep is VeVe integrated with its partners? So a lot of that is on us. You must remember we're early, where if you're a big company looking at all commercial opportunities, this might still be a smaller arena, albeit interesting and growing, but you may not be, so you may not put the level of importance on it today that those who are participating within it are. We are, however, very closely engaged with our IP partners on daily, sometimes hourly levels. We may not have done a good job with this in the past, but we're now able to leverage the power of those relationships better. We are in market, now growing and marketing and communications capabilities while discussing mutual opportunities with our more than 200 partners. That's got to be insane. That's got to be a huge hassle. Keep going. Things are progressing well too. VeVe launched its VeVe.me comic site, where we digitally distribute same-day comics that can take up to 90 days to sometimes reach physical store shelves. Our first brand partner was Marvel, and the results have been fantastic. Like how we said first brand partner. Again, Marvel, results have been fantastic. You can now purchase a comic to read, not sell, or for just a few dollars more, you can access exclusive variants or substantially reduced editions minted on the blockchain that you own and can resell if desired. We continue to bring on new independent artisan brands, enabling a great way for many of these businesses to quickly access an enormous yet growing community. We're launching a new content creator tool on the VeVe Comics site. The Addiction Comics, 247 Swaggle House Sanity, Blackpink, Penny Black stamp drops were amazing to see the support happen. Or when VeVe shared booth space at San Diego Comic-Con, our community was electrified with excitement. It's still an amazing fantasy to many, most of us, how David and Dan were able to initially leverage some of the incredible brand partners they did with nothing more than a PowerPoint presentation and an idea like they landed DC Batman as their first NFT, Disney Golden Moments, Marvel, just monstrous. Yet so compelling for the collector who's interested in new, exciting, and limited items. I have to sneeze. Okay, no, I don't. Chris says Heritage Auctions now auctions NFTs, though not yet with VeVe. We envision in the near future of Fantastic Four #1 key mint digital asset commanding just 10% of, say, a 9.6 CGC physical comic. That could be over $2 million. Well, that's going to be a compelling reason to move the narrative our way fast and drive even further awareness to the space. Just further, I recently wrote an article about our newfound ability to own a piece of Marvel Comics #1 history. For me, what a bullish reason to pay attention as digital connects new audiences to assets, history, nostalgia, opportunities to participate, share, and own parts of these legacies. How long is this freaking article? Okay, we're almost done. Sorry, guys. Where was I? Okay. Digital collectors will soon have a new virtual showroom, the VeVeverse, to show their assets. What's that all about? The answer, the VeVeverse is an interactive metaverse where users can interact in a 3D digital world in both AR and VR. Users will now be able to decorate their home spaces with their VeVe collectibles, possibly NFTs from other projects, explore other people's home spaces, and explore themed worlds related to specific brands. This is an enormous opportunity. Facebook changed its name to Meta, knowing full well this is the evolution of digital entertainment. Disney's in partnership with Epic Games committed $1.5 billion to collaborate on an all-new games and entertainment universe, further expand the reach of the beloved Disney stories and experiences. So the VeVeverse is very high on the priority list. Community and business want this, but of course it's a very ambitious project. The behind-the-scenes boring stuff that's been happening will help with execution of the vision, project planning, strategy, decision, etc. We're now building short to mid, then mid to long-term visioning, etc. And you're about to start seeing some of that wonderful work various designers have created as our beta testers who have been behind NDAs, but it's definitely exciting. Those NDAs get lifted in Q1 of next year. Please explain it as if I've never heard the term digital museum before. The answer is sure. So here I am sitting in the home office with the physical collections of which I'm proud of this particular Beano. I have friends in the US, UK, and Spain that simply can't have over to show them, but the VeVeverse can.
As day one, you'll be able to have 30 people visit your collectible room, have poker nights, maybe have brands come and check out your collections. It can be more fun and exciting than an easy way to share your passion with others who enjoy similar things, but begin to scale as our technology advancements allow to greater and greater opportunities. Of course, we don't know how this is going to go or how people will use the brand new platform, but we are taking the approach of responsive innovation. Learn the progressions, take feedback, suggestions, go from here. It will be a continually evolving system. For our last question, what excites you most about the digital collecting industry? Our readers should know where do you see this all going? It says, I'm not shouting out at those who don't want to participate. My focus is on those who love digital collecting, love what we do, celebrating and engaging with them. Then there are millions of people around the world who love collecting, regardless of the format, spending multi-millions annually with their favorite brands. Any category, anywhere is something to go by. Collecting will naturally become digital, so all my focus and energy is at the forefront of that. VeVe has the best proposition in the market with the best IPs where we're the best place for the collectors to come. I'm incredibly excited about the growth and transformation of this new addition to our hobby of passion. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that was a really long one. I did not think it would take that long. We do have other stuff to go over here. And I'm sorry I've been talking for so long. And there's no, I'll get to the comments in a minute. After the not so much loved native VeVe app update, you think there's no need to check on the web app. While they look very similar, the VeVe web app is VeVe on steroids, albeit painfully slow as the native app. I hope this will change eventually, but only on the web app can you initiate payout, buy gems with credit cards, insert promo codes, check your bronze tickets, check your OMI balance. Estimate that this option will cease to exist once the move to self-custody via Stacker is complete. The much advertised feedback button is also for now web app only. By the way, this is a like to burn post. The more likes, the more OMI burns. That's wild. Oh, real quick. Your health isn't determined by your DNA, or it's not just determined by it. Stress, diet, environmental toxins can subtly change how your genes function, increasing the risk of chronic diseases like cancer and diabetes, both for you and future generations. On top of that, health data is often fragmented, insecure, and out of your control, making it harder to make meaningful action. Mudo offers a solution by combining epigenetics with Web3 technology. It allows you to take ownership of your health data, track personalized solutions securely, and reward yourself for improving your well-being. #DeSci. Shout out to Mudo for sponsoring the channel. Mr. MC1 bought 12 of those, what's that called? Punishers yesterday. One of them happened to be a special edition, so he got that in 12, which is really nice. There was a couple of people that had bought like 20 or 30, didn't get one. When I talked yesterday, and let's go over this here real quick. Well, we can go to the latest drops. We'll see how many have been bought and sold in the last +9, 35 hours. For the initial drop of Punisher, we'll take a look at that right here. It's first appearance of the common. We'll go and look and see how much they've done. I really hate these loading times. I know they only take like 6 seconds, but still. 25.32. So 67.70 minus 25.32 times 20. So $84,760 just on the common drop from yesterday. And now we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at the uncommon. The uncommon, which I did burn the common for the uncommon today. Paid the additional $7 and the 500 MCP points, which was nothing. Yep, it's another buy. Talking about XRP. Sorry. The Punisher Dark Justice. Okay, so this is. Wait, what? Two. Okay, I'm looking at the rare. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Okay, the uncommon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's almost 7 seconds. I had to wait for that. All right, for this one, there were 45. So let's say 44.10 minus 23.10. I shouldn't need it for that, but minus 23.10. 2,100 times that, so 14,000. So there was like $95,000 worth between the last 2 days. So this is working really well between the last 2 days. Granted, most of this was from yesterday, but there's still a lot of stuff left. In 14 hours, you're going to be able to craft for the rare. and everyone that wants to craft will be able to craft. Let's take a look at the rare, see how many there are. There's 2,500 editions. So again, anyone that wants to craft will be able to. But then when you get to the ultra rare, that's what's going to be. I'm not sure if everyone that wants to get an ultra rare will be able to. So for this one, yeah, there's 1,000 mints. Maybe they do, but that secret rare is really where it goes insane, because there's only a couple hundred of those. Anyway, let's go back to the rest of the stuff here. Oh yeah, so when I go over that, you had somebody yesterday saying, like, to me, this is a weird thing to celebrate. So I go on and I say, listen, if we want the company to have continued success, we should celebrate when they make money. It's a better alternative to them not making money. So just, again, for that perspective there. And VVJP says, Houston, we have a problem. I don't own the Armored Hulk, but I do own the Common. And when he went to look at it in AR, he has the Armored Hulk. I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if that had ever been addressed or fixed, but yeah, that was that. Okay, so here's something that I'll read here. It's from this guy named MA Deadline. Saying, hey, David, not to be a negative dude, but please fix the app before you do any more major drops, or at least get a system in place so you can do deals between two parties. Just missed my signature mint 321 because of lag and bad market mechanics. This is badly needed to keep serious and long-term collectors like myself around. Thank you. And David said, sorry for the inconvenience. We are working to resolve these. This reminds me of a few years back where Australia was going through like this big drought. Australia was going through this big thing, and they were relying on Tesla's like solar panels and like battery packs, and it basically, not Elon Musk, but it wasn't happening fast enough. People were, they didn't have air conditioning, they didn't have like whatever. And when Elon was made aware of some of these struggles, he said, we will work harder. So David just really reminded me of Elon Musk there, saying we're sorry, and then they're addressed. I guarantee you they're working around the clock. Speaking of which, every now and then I take a look at who David follows, because he doesn't follow a ton of people. One of them happens to be Teresa Goody Guillen, who's a mom and Army wife. Shout out to the military. Saying partner lawyer at Baker Hostetter. Baker and Hostetter LLP is an AM Law 100 firm with over 1,000 attorneys, providing advice to counsel and clients worldwide. And she's formerly SEC. So there's really no reason to go in and follow her unless he's talking with her. And if you were former SEC, then you know really what they look for, and you know how to evade that. So I'm really happy to see that. I think David has this relationship or this connection because they're looking to go and get listed on exchanges without upsetting the SEC. So I'm really happy about that. Shout out to Omi Juan Dahomey, Cole E. Own, and Mark Quinn for being the winners from the VeVe fam. Congrats to those winners. VeVe shouting them out. Single one is bullish. Okay, one of the other things I want to go over. I'm so sorry it's been an hour. It was just a lot more than I expected. Agencies in 2020 issued 19 rules and regulations for every law Congress passed. 3,353 rules compared to the 178 laws that were passed by Congress. And when you have the Department of Government Efficiency, they have two things that they could do. They could go in and they could say, hey, we're going to roll back these regulations as needed, or they can go in and say, we're going to abolish all of these regulations and then reinstitute them and reapply them as needed. And I think that when you get rid of that, one of the consequences of that is you have people freely spending in the market. And there's already a couple trillion on the sidelines waiting to go in. Now, a lot of that happened to be from, we were supposed to get a bunch of rate cuts this year. We're supposed to get like 7. There was like 2 or 3 that happened. Maybe we get another one in December or now this month. But a lot of those rate cuts are going to happen next year. But what happens if you have 3 trillion rip into the markets in 6 months? And that's just before retail. These are just from market makers. 10% of that, let's say 300 billion. goes into crypto. I mean, you now have like a meme coin ETF, a Doge ETF that people are thinking about doing. It's not just Bitcoin. There's a lot of these things, and they're going to go to, if you have an NFT ETF, guarantee you flows in there. Maybe OMI goes in there. These are some of the things. Again, retail's not in yet. I don't really have many of these friends anymore, but I talk to people that most of their friends are not in it. Most of their friends are not into any type of crypto, and they haven't started asking about it yet. Some of them have, like very few though. I don't think I've had any one of my like normie friends that have said like, "Hey, what's crypto? Hey, should I get into this?" There's a couple people that were already into it. They're into it. That hasn't changed. But basically, retail is not in yet. Very, very beginnings of this bull market, and who knows if we go in and we're scheduled for the super cycle. And I know every single cycle people talk, oh, it could be a super cycle, we go bananas. Until it happens, we don't know. But when you have Charles Hoskinson, that has, to my knowledge, never done a Bitcoin prediction up until a few days ago, saying it can go to $250,000 to $500,000 per Bitcoin this cycle. Fudge. I don't know. If we don't get like a super cycle this time, it's probably never going to happen, but it's very possible that we do. You could potentially have a token with a $10 billion market cap and it not be in the top 100. And obviously, in order to be in the top 100 now, you need like 1.5 billion, give or take. OMI would have to do a 15x to maybe make it into the top 100, but for that to do a 15x and the other things would not have to move, which obviously that they will. They're not going to just stay down here. Everything's going to go up. Well, everything that is meant to. The cream rises to the top. So you could have OMI do again. I think 10 billion. You could have OMI at 3.5 cents and maybe not be in that market cap in that top 100. I think they do eventually. I think they go crazy. But that just again kind of goes to show 10 cents or I'm sorry, 3 cents at that, like $10 billion, $9 billion market cap, and you could not be in the top 100. I think that's very, very doable. Teases. Okay. Ben Roseby shouting out that rubber ducky. There's a couple of things I'm thinking here. I'll go from like least likely to most likely. Least likely, Phil and Lil from Rugrats. What do they have on their clothes? It's the clan of the duck. Clan of the duck. Again, least likely to most likely. Rubber duck, maybe that's one of the things. Another thing, maybe Psyduck. Psyduck, obviously, one of the awesome Pokemon out there. Love him. Again, I think that's pretty unlikely that this is what this is teasing. Another thing that is fairly unlikely, I even posted about it yesterday, tag Fanny Carbonell in it because it had to do with Harry Potter. Let me get out of the Definity markets here. I had gone on and posted the meme where Arthur Weasley's talking to Harry Potter, says, "Now, Harry, you must know all about muggles. Tell me, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck?" How likely is it going to be Harry Potter? I don't think it's that at all. Most likely, I would say, is Bert and Ernie, where it says, "Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun." Most likely it's that. But again, they've been teasing a lot lately. Bananas, rubber ducks, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, so who knows? Ignore that. Friends, 48 Yacht Club, went over that. I think this should be mostly it, except for Meme Alliance has been, they had a recent post talking about the cat as a playable character in their new game. I'll go and actually I'll take a look at that right now. Oh shoot, they're all talking about it. Meme Alliance has good news. The cat token and Bob from Bob ETH token are integrated and ready for battle. We are getting there. Get ready for meme wars on Immutable. This is something that I hold very near and dear to me, just because I'm working on. I am like the sole writer of the new Decat comic, and it is really good. Well, I won't say that yet. I'm really pleased on where it's going. I'm really pleased. and it's good. It has some really strong characters. I don't know where I could really talk too much about it without giving stuff away. Has some strong characters, has a cool story. I have ideas for the first 3 arcs. So the first arc's just going to be 3 comics. Again, we'll get on VeVe Comics next year when the curator program comes out. We have an artist. This is community funded from other people as well. I am not charging anyone for the writing of this comic. The artist, obviously, they're getting paid for their work. They're doing that, but there hasn't been talk about what we'll do with some of the profits. Or there has been a little bit. It could go to buybacks. Maybe a little bit could go to me, but it's not going to be much. It's most likely just going to be going into the token, into the project, going back into that marketing fire. The cat has a lot of fun stuff going for it. Anyway, Cash Patel wore Punisher socks. I was like, hey, Ben Rose, is he? He's a new FBI director. So I was like, hey, Ben Rose, he's supporting VeVe with those socks. Thought that was fun. Nancy Mace calling out the Pentagon for stonewalling on UFOs. Shout out to you, Nancy Mace. I love you. Come on the podcast. And then NFT Poker Championship says this year, many of us lived our poker dreams and showcased the NFT communities to the world. Grateful for everyone that made this event happen. And oh, who's front and center? VeVe Magic with her gold and silver VeVe logo hat on. Gotta love her, doing the Lord's work. And yeah, there's that rumor that financial institutions are exploring the possibility of filing for a Doge ETF, meme coins in general, and then again potentially NFTs. Facebook user, oh, that's adorable. Oh, that's adorable. Okay. Let me X out of here. Let me go into here, and let me say, everyone, please go and give this a like. Likes are good for the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so I'm going to finally start going over the comments here. Planet Vampires is first. Sorry for the wait. We just had a ton to go over today. Honestly, I was live for 2.5 hours with Poba G, and I'm not going to lie, my voice is pretty tired. I did not mean it to go this long already. Gary O is a straight fire. VeVe Ben, thank you so much for being a member. Says good eye mites. Chuck and Hank says Randy fire. Meow meow meow. Jason Payne 2000. Thank you so much for being a member, Jason. Saying XRP pump. Yeah. Dude, it's been nuts today. Oh, Flow up 11% to $1.06. Let's go. Let's go, Flow. Go, Flow. Go, Flow. It's your birthday. Bitcoin up to 97.8. Ethereum up 11% this week to 3,700. But what was that? XRP pump? Dude, 25% is nuts. 68% this week, $2.35. XRP be pumping. Bill Gardner says 6. Get it. Jim T with that XRP. Going, gone. Dirk Lotta says most crypto went up around 3.5 or 3 to 5x. OMI, I just need OMI at 0016. Is that a lot to ask for? We'll see what the end of the year thing is. I think OMI has a ton of room to run, and I can't wait. Connor, give me those hot. Dude, okay. Yesterday, it was the Georgia Tech versus Georgia game. Or Georgia State versus Georgia, and it's like 10 o'clock, and it's like, I'll see the end of the game. And then Georgia ties it up, and it's like going in overtime. It's like, oh, okay. Guess I'm staying up for overtime, like 11 o'clock, whatever. It goes through 1, 2, 3 overtimes. I was like, oh my God, like on the 4th overtime, I was like, is this like a record? What's going on? I posted on X. And they're just doing the 2-point conversions now, like every play. And I was like, dude, this is wild. Finally, at just after midnight, the 8th overtime was over and somebody finally won. I was like, Jesus, man, that was a lot. And then the Jets, I watched like 2/3 of the Jet game, and then I come down to stream at Poba G. Jets were winning. I feel like most of the Jets games have been within like 1 or 2 scores, and they lost again. Like, dude, Elon, can you please buy the Jets and make the Jets great again? Have Gary V be involved at some point, because he's been wanting to do this for a while. My guy,
I've been a Jets fan for my entire life, and we have had 2 winning seasons my entire life, 98 and 2013. That's it. Omar saying, good evening, Omar. I'm man. How you doing, fam? Dirk Lofty says, most crypto went up around 3. Yeah, didn't I? Okay, yes. I don't think it's a lot to ask at all. Very easy to do. Very easy to do. DV Will says, hey, fam. Yo, what up, Wheels? Wheels, my man. How you doing? I took my coat off because I was hot, and now I'm really cold. Oh, my God. Am I having hot flashes? I feel like Robin Williams and, what's it called? Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, oh, first thing as a woman, I'm having hot flashes. Because, set his tits on fire. Bill Gardner says, gotta stack more Definity. Gotta, bro. Gotta. I say that to Bill Gardner, not to anyone else. Although Ben Rose says, love your work, Omili Tees. Love it how Ben goes and gives flowers and shouts out the community. VeVe Digital Collectibles made a post about Punisher Rare tomorrow, which I'm gonna craft. I can't wait. Bill Gardner, give me those dabs. Yeah. Chris Evers, hey everyone, love that hat. Right. Oh, why, thank you. Why, thank you. The number 41. It's one of my favorite hats. It's energy. Give me the peace out of energy. How's it going, fam? Rockets to the moon. As unfortunately now, there is no way for ETH whales to buy VeVe collectibles at the time. I'm not sure if you're aware of what Stacker does, but you can go in and you can swap your ETH for OMI like right away. You don't have to sell it and transfer to your bank account and then go and buy gems via credit card. You can just swap over on Stacker. So it's very, very easy for them to do that. Thank you for being a member. Final Vampire says, I buy Definity on Coinbase wallet like OMI, but it's on ETH network, not Base. Yes. Wait. Well, you buy Definity on Coinbase. Yes, that's on ETH network. OMI is on both ETH and Base, but it is easier to buy it over on Base. Exiles Lab. I think that was the package joke that I didn't mean it to be a joke. Yeah. Good times. What's up, Exile? Mr. MC1 says, hi all. What up, Mr. MC1? We had a nice 3-hour podcast yesterday. That was really nice. God, I love it. What I think one of my favorite parts of that podcast was when he said, Randy, buying your channel has been like I've gotten my most money back, the best ROI I've ever had whenever buying a company. So that was really cool. It's really cool to watch other people not only make an investment in me, but me to really keep my end of the bargain and make sure that he did that for a good reason. And he said he got like 25% back so far, and this is just the beginning. Ace Rig Move says, good morning, right? What's up, Ace Rig Move? How you doing? Meow, meow, meow. Pasternak Idiots, can I buy a Punisher in the market and use it for crafting? I don't see why not. Yeah, you should be able to. You should definitely be able to. I'm a bot, 00. What do you think of the new app? Seems slow. I like the old one better. Short term, obviously, there's a lot to complain about, but long term, I feel like what people are missing is that once they fix the things that people are complaining about, it's a brand new app and it looks incredible. And you're going to have these people that the old heads right now versus the new people coming in. We have about 40-ish people per week that are new. They buy their first collectible each week. The older people, when let's say like the refresh button, when you can refresh, you can't refresh now, which is so, I don't know why you took that away. Anyway, when the refresh button gets fixed, the old people are like, thank God that took forever. It's almost like they're expecting that. They might be a little grateful, but it's not necessarily going to be joy. Maybe like relief, maybe a little bit of joy. Whereas the newer people, they're like, oh, you can refresh now. I couldn't refresh before. Now I can. And just that perspective is just super positive. And again, one by one, as that app improves, the new people that are not going to know the vicissitudes of what they lost, what they're missing, whatever, they're just going to get new things rolled out on, and they're going to be super happy. And eventually, it's going to be a great move. Just right now, it kind of hurts a little bit. Come back around with, hola, Randy. Any day now, OMI maybe? Looking to get 10 million OMI before it doubles up if and when it does. Listen, I'm not going to lie. OMI could triple up, and that could mean like they could triple or quadruple up at any given moment. Any given moment. Now, I'll say in that same breath, we could not move for 4 months. I really do think in Q2, again, Ben has got a ton, I mean a ton
of work that he's been doing has been done already, and they're working towards the affiliate marketing program is just going to be incredible. So it seems, I don't know, but it seems that it's going to be incredible. What? Chat in Texas? Oh my God, Jeremy Padover is awesome. I love him. So again, I don't know when OMI runs. It could be several months from now. So I will say this as well. I was talking with a friend recently that is has a lot of friends, and some of his friends happen to be fudders. And not only did he say, like, Randy, you are like a constant talking point in these groups. And there's like, he was like so confused because like, he's like, they like claim to FUD and they claim to like hate you, but they still watch your stuff. So hi guys. And it's like I've never met a group of people that hate on something yet can't leave it alone. And they said recently that these fudders are now saying like, I think OMI is going to run soon. So the tide is turning with everyone. And they're thinking, I don't know what the fudders are basing this logic on, but like, yeah, I think Q1 starts to run. Again, I have no idea what they're talking about either way. I don't know how they're calculating that, but whatever. It's just a data point out there. Again, I would maybe because Ben and the team roll something out in Q1, either one or two things out. Obviously, Viverse coming out, but we don't know how well that's going to be received. It could be like the controls could be wonky. We're not sure. They could come out and maybe nobody cares. It could come out and be the greatest hit ever. But the affiliate marketing program is really what everyone should be focused on, because that's how you get people. Like, I know somebody with 8 million followers on X, 20 million followers over on YouTube, another couple million followers over on TikTok, that has been waiting for this affiliate marketing program for years. You think Andre Jick is going to not make videos when he could be part of this and potentially make hundreds of thousands, not millions of dollars? You're kidding yourself. Pink Panther saying, can someone explain XRP? I dumped it 5 years ago. Why is it still around? Is behind me. Well, I mean, the SEC was going for them hard, but XRP spent $200 million fighting them off, and they've been winning. So, yeah, good times. Jason Pena saying Ripple launching its first label coin tomorrow. Stable coin, you mean? Pink Panthers, if XRP can do this, well, I mean, XRP also, they have a big use case as well. And again, they're the number 3 crypto right now, right? I think they passed. Yeah, it's the number 3 crypto. Live Amber says, Ernie from Sesame Street, he's saying the rubber ducky. Yeah. So it's possible we get that as well. That could be the other thing. So goes, rubber ducky. No. I think that's the congrats to XRP holders, take profit. Yeah, congrats to them. All right, I'm gonna refresh this here and see what else we got going on in the top 10. Or in this, okay, Litecoin's up 22%. HBAR or Hedera's up 40% today. Algorand up 12%. VeChain up 10%. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Not too many other ones up 10%. Oh, EOS or EOS up 23%. Quant up 20%. And then Flow up 11.8% to $1.07. Let's go. Flare up 13%. We have Kaya, K-A-I-A, up 30%. And I think that, and then Helium or HNT up almost 12%. So let's take a look at Illuvium, because I really like them. They're up 2%. They're up to $60, number 234. And then Devi, I think, is down today. Oh, no, they're up 2% to 38 cents. They were up to 40 something yesterday. Yeah, like 42. And then again, let's take a look at the OMI. Not doing much. Still at 3.3. We were like 3.5 today at a couple points. I really would like OMI to stay here while everything else is running up. Roll a couple of things into there. There's some duck on Binance Instagram page. And your Binance or what else? Wait, okay. Let's go to Binance Instagram page. You said, right? I feel like there's going to be a bunch, but the one with 4.5 million followers, I do not see a duck on the Binance Instagram page. If you can show me where, I would. And again, I'm on the main Binance page. I do not see a duck. I see a dog. I see a cat. I see another dog. Definitely do not see a duck. Maybe he's meaning like, oh, we're getting our ducks in a row. Let's try Binance US. Binance US, I see a dog. I do not see ducks here. Well, yeah, so if you could say which Instagram page, that would be pretty cool. And then we'll go from, what the fudge? It's a big Maine and US just go, oh, like, there's no way. I'm not, there's no way that's a connection if I have to keep on scrolling for that. What is that, a quote from somebody? I'm not gonna. Okay. And what else? I did one over Devi, went over. Let's go Definity again real quick. Damn, down 13% to 3.9 cents. That's what Definity's at. Heck. All right, that was strange. Okay. Definity has how much in, yeah, 200 something $1,000 in volume. Most of that coming from, I mean, there's 57,000 on MEXC, which is wild. Then 146,000 on Uniswap. Pretty much nothing on PancakeSwap, $3,600 worth. So it's exciting. We're going for about an hour and a half. So anyway, I guess I'll scroll X. New text message. Oh, is this from VeVe? Oh, no, wait. Most mistake, but I hope they don't. Oh, that's strange. All right. Oh, that's okay. Hold on 1 second. Message in my collectibles. My collectibles about it? Question mark. Okay. Aliens. No. All right. Let's go over the X on Twitter. Maya says we need more women in fintech because there's not a lot of them over there. President Biden has pardoned his son Hunter. Donald J. Trump says, does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the J6 hostages who have now been in prison for years? Oh, damn, he's throwing straight up fire on there. Any news on Bumper? Yeah, let's take a look. There's a buddy of mine that's been trying to buy Bumper for a bit, and the liquidity is so low on it that he has to do like a couple hundred at a time. There's 2,100 in trading volume, and that was my friend's buy right there. So 2,100 in trading volume. The only one is the Uniswap and MEXC, and like that's it. There's nothing. So I told my friend this. I have not sold any Bumper. I will likely not sell any Bumper, at least not at these prices, not right now, because there's a bless me. There is a chance that if exchanges start to use the Bumper protocol, that Bumper can do 100x fairly easily because their market cap is minuscule. They have a $2.6 million market cap, fully diluted, and again, a 100x to get to 200 million is nothing. They could do 1,000 or potentially multiple 1,000x if multiple exchanges or all exchanges use their Bumper protocol. That would be like one of the greatest stories in crypto ever told. But it doesn't seem like there's any inkling or any evidence that point towards that right now. And the odds of that, and again, that could happen. Maybe they're in talks with exchanges to do that. Maybe they go and they announce it overnight, and then you 10x overnight, 20x overnight, whatever. But again, so that's why I'm not selling, because that could happen at any moment. But I'm not buying right now either. Give me $1 million, maybe a little bit goes into Bumper, because again, if that goes and catches on, bruh, that would be one of my biggest gainers. That would be probably my biggest gainer. But I just don't see how that happens. I right now. Again, they could be in talks. Let's see what Bumper has put out over on their X page. So again, I haven't sold, but I haven't. So Bumper Finance, 28,000 followers. They follow me, which is very nice. They go up and they say 5 days ago, why is BumperFi a game changer in your DeFi? We don't let market dips ruin your vibe. Simplicity, set a price floor in 3 clicks, no complex options needed. Flexible terms, choose from 1 to 5 months of coverage. Fully decentralized, protect your portfolio while earning on the side. Bumper keeps your crypto safe from dips while you enjoy the ups. When the market dips, but you've got Bumper, and so they have that meme. That's cool. And they tag KuCoin, Mexi listings, Mexi builders, CoinStore, Binance, Uniswap, OKX Wallet, Vitalik. And then 6 days ago, they say Bumper is a DeFi powerhouse. Here's what we've accomplished on Arbitrum. Total trade volume over 5 million. Weekly notional volume for early November, 600,000. They have 600 plus hedge positions, 200 plus earn position. Hedge deposits, 5 million plus Bitcoin and ETH, 750,000 in earn deposits. I think the future of crypto risk management is here. So, I mean, and I like that too. Oh, meow, meow, diamond one, meow, meow. So again, there's not a lot of traction on their stuff. So we shall see. I'll keep you all posted. T-Spill says Kraven the Hunter movie is coming out 13 December. So is the Lord of the Rings anime. And when the Lord of the Rings anime came out or comes out, like, I'm gonna watch that over Kraven the Hunter. I do like what's his name, the one that's playing him. So I do like that. But I don't know how that's going to be. I typically don't really have a lot of faith in Sony movies. But maybe I'll see it at some point. Maybe not in theaters, but at some point. Thoughts on selling Miles Secret Rare number 100 for more OMI? What can you sell that for? Like 6? Let's say like 6K. Let's say you net like 5K out of that. Yeah, you can get like 10, 15 million more OMI. Let's say the floor on Miles Secret Rare. Let's search Miles. All right, this one was only like 4 seconds, so that's fine. Let's search collectibles, and the Secret Rare is 19 in the market. Right now, the floor is 79.99, so 8K. You might be able to even sell it for 7 or even like 65, and then let's say after everything you net 50. Let's say you net like 54, 5,500, whatever. After you cash out and buy, yeah, you could get like 10, 15 million more OMI. And let's say you sold it for like 6,500, right? You do that. What does this go to? Let's say it 10x's. Let's say you could sell this and people are buying for $65,000 this bull market, maybe even $100,000. Let's give it that like 15x that Secret Rare Miles Morales could potentially do. Yeah, go from 6,500 to 100,000. Sure, I think that's possible. But a 15x for OMI just gets it to like a half a penny. I think it's very, very easy for OMI to outperform Secret Rare Miles Morales, in my opinion. And again, selling for 6,500 right now will net you over 5K after all the fees and cash outs. But if you sell it for 100,000 in the future, it's going to, at least on VeVe, that is going to, you have that 8.5% fee. You lose $8,500 just on the sale. I would much rather sell down here, but granted, I don't have one. And and maybe this runs first. Maybe OMI stays the same while you're able to sell this at 30,000. And then, if you sold down here, then you would have missed out on that, and you could have bought, like 100 million OMI or like 80 million OMI. So there's really no way to tell. Because again, that's possible as well. Chris Evers says, thanks for reading through it, Real Randy Chavez. As you found out, we had a lot to talk about. Ben Rose says, Marcus Smart have DM'd you. So that was really cool. I wonder what they're talking about. I hope it's positive, good things. She goes, Randy, why aren't you at the football game? You mean okay, oh lordy. Ohio State game? Well, one, I had work to do yesterday. Two, I wasn't invited. Three, it was freezing there yesterday. So I would have been so cold. I would have been like I don't have cold weather gear. I got to get some. And then also, but I did hear it was a good game, even though Ohio State did not play like they should have. And then there was a fight at the end of it. So I really wanted to see the fight. I like fights. I think fights are cool. Craven Comic going to the moon. Are they right now? But I mean, yeah, Craven's pretty legit. Craven's pretty awesome. He's a cool superhero, or he's a cool dude. So yeah, maybe they go to the moon. Oh, Bills are first. Oh God. If they're in Buffalo, it's gonna be freezing there. No way am I going. 49ers though, I don't really know too much about them. Oh, you're in Ohio now. Go Blue. Are you talking like Blue because like they versus Michigan yesterday, or that's why I gave you the finger. Anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to you, Spill, for being an awesome person. Story time. Ooh, Janie Parks. Oh, I love her. DC BK2LA, $20,000 over on X says we got Janie Parks to your YouTube subscriber goal. I love when the power community can really do. Shout out to you, Janie Parks, at 50 subscribers. I feel like we could have done better. Yeah, Hillary Clinton, 2008. If they've committed a crime, deport them. My man, Hillary, or from 2008. Anyway, that's why I meant no. I'm not going to go touch that. Greatest community note of all time. Oh no, I'm not going to go over that. Sorry, I'm 12 minutes ago, Dogecoin millionaire says Doge just hit 46 cents. Damn, that is bananas. Let's go over Bitcoin 97.6, Ethereum 3,700, Doge now it's back down a little bit, but 45.3, which is nuts. God, things are going insane. Things are going bananas. Let's check on flow again. $1.06. All right, I'll take it. We were at $1.07 before. But I'll take the $1.06. It seems like over the last month, just it's been going up. There's nothing but ups on the flow. So very, very excited about that. Response to 100 part. Okay, chill guy coded. What is this? And Doge was the legit meme, probably the most popular one in 2013. It was a meme before it was a coin, hence the creation of the coin. Never seen this dog with a hat before it was a coin. Never seen it used meme anywhere at all. What's the meme? Talking about chill guy coded. I see so many people shilling in a lot of other stuff. It's hard to know what's going to run, what's not going to run. Holy, true, evil exposed. Yep, confirms. US dollar. Okay. US wasted trillions of your tax dollars. Here's how to fix it. Over the last 20 years, the US government has lost $2.4 trillion in improper payments. What? $2.4 trillion of taxpayer money gone, mismanaged, misspent, or wasted outright. And billions spent on empty federal buildings, military camo designed for the wrong environments, countless other inefficiencies, and you have a system that's bleeding money. What's a lesson you learned this bull market in crypto? This bull market so far? I probably should have diversified earlier than I did, although I did get some really good prices in. Not everything runs at once. You can lead a human to knowledge, but you can't make them think. Meaning that people will lock in their losses on good projects, and they will go on and they'll chase those green candles despite warnings of not to. People chase meme coins They chase things that they think will pump, and they like to get cute. They like to trade by themselves, and most people cannot do. Sometimes you get lucky, but money, the transfer of wealth, is not from the poor to the rich. It is the impatient to the patient. Kind of learned that already, but obviously you have the oh god, hiccups. But you have the reestablishment or big inculcation of that as well. Last year alone, $247 billion disappeared in improper payments, money that could have gone to infrastructure, education, or healthcare. Instead, it's gone into the void of government mismanagement. The answer isn't more spending, it's smarter, transparent systems. That is amazing. Can't wait. Sounds intriguing. Okay. So this is something that was requoted. I have no idea who this is or whatever, but you have Crypto Jesus, 1,100 followers, saying, why Wyber and yield bricks? And again, like, this is just stuff that comes on my timeline or the X scrolling. Higher yield potential offers real estate vaults up to 28% APY, DeFi pools at 24% APY. Accessibility allows investment in real estate from just $50, democratizing access, premium investment opportunities. Accessibility, liquidity, provides instant swap features, transparency, security, innovative model. Something called yield bricks, and then someone named Crypto Tommy had retweeted it saying, sounds intriguing. Who knew real estate could be less woe and more woe? Solid way to dip your toes without breaking the bank. I haven't. Or what is yield bricks? They have 93,000 followers on X, so maybe they're having a. Maybe they're just having a. This could be a legit thing. Oh yeah, Mario Nawful follows them. Joshua Rosenberg, Zach Boychuk. Okay, so there's a couple people, legit people that follow them. This is how you go in, and this is how you get stuff. You look in. This is how I go. I look into a project, and then I see, is it worth taking a look at? And it might be. I don't know. We also need radical reform. XRP flips sold by market cap, which is nuts. Then people are talking about Super Yeti, world's first 3D 10K NFT. I don't think it is. Like, VeVe definitely has that beat by a long shot. People are talking about Chill Guy. So this is kind of what I see on X, and if I see a lot of people starting to talk about one certain thing and I see it over and over, I'll be like, okay, and then I pay more attention to it. Yeah, and Cool Cats, I guess, has been running a little bit. They have almost 250,000 followers on X, which is wild. Their floor price is 0.69 ETH. And they have I feel like that's a really big, I feel like that's a really big discrepancy. 250,000 followers and the floor price is 0.69 ETH. I'm coming nice down below 0.69 for the 69. 1% of them are listed. That's interesting. O'Milly T says, same people who said digital collecting and mass adoption won't work without true custody ownership are loading up their Pokemon app to grab more packs. 30 million people did not care for custody. K Collection says Pokemon packs are free though. And O'Milly says, I guess you haven't paid for them. K says, not 1 penny, just get my free stuff, do a few battles and come back the next day. So there's multiple ways to eat a Reese's. There are multiple ways to play Pocket 10s. There are multiple ways to play Pokemon TCG Pocket. Kaki Gaijin says, there's this lady I remember arguing about this that used to be in the VeVe fam. Oh god, never mind. I got Omar says VeVe is BlackRock. I love him. It's amazing. Somebody posting about Prostico, 10,000 followers on X, saying, my most controversial NFT take is that licked warped toads should be valued higher than a floor punk. Oh, so they have 47,000 followers on X. Crypto Codes by Gremplin, 74,000 followers, and is a CCO project, as seen on the bottom of our website. So I have no idea what these are, but again, to have these amount of followers, you have to be doing something right. Whatever that is, I don't know. Collector's Hub stuff, proper way to list a Chum Chum NFT. Again, any one of these 15,000 followers, they're probably not really worth a lot yet. But Chum Chum NFT, this is the proper ways to live. I don't know. Like any of these could go up. Borovic says almost 8 years in crypto. I have no idea what I'm doing. And Borovic says I'm challenging Pro the Doge to a boxing match. Pro the Doge. I'll train you. Shout out to Pro the Doge, who has a gold and silver VeVe logo, same as Andre Jick. They both have some OMI, which is really nice. Nope. Tiffany Fong is awesome. Political opponents. Oh my God, really? Really? Sorry, hang on. Salt Bay? Nope, I'm not going over that. Whole Mars catalog goes off and says, every time you see someone press the button and do a FSD 13.2, talking about Tesla, drive with 0 interventions, that means they could have been in the backseat of the car and would have still arrived safely. This is more than 90% of all drives now. Incredible. Heckin' awesome. So this is kind of what I do whenever I scroll Twitter or X now. Oh my God. Damn, Slum Doge and Slum Doge and Borovic getting that engagement. That's awesome. I could not picture working in Antarctica. My job in the military used to go down there. It used to go in and say, like, you could work there for 6 months or however long. I could never. The cold is too much for me. Can't do it. Add endless joy. Makes you happy. Make them happy. Aw. Cash. Cancel culture and canceled. So again, not really a ton. The Pepe charts. Dude, crypto. I love how unserious crypto is. Where this guy Plasma, 25,000 followers, saying like, "Oh, the Pepe chart is so horny." What does that even mean? Again, I just love these types of things. Slumdo says my just in case 10,000 XRP investment is paying off. That's really cool. It says every holder of XRP that Diamond handed through the trenches completely deserves this pump right now. Good for y'all. I hope it keeps going. There's my little 10K in XRP investment from a year ago, sitting around $50,000 right now. But I know a lot of people way more invested, having the greatest day ever. Keep it going. So shout out to him for that. Hey, look, sexy looking, can't wait to play Meme Alliance FPS and earn some MMA. Gotta love that with the cat being shouted out. Those are awesome. Nope, ain't going over that. Donkeys. Maya. Everyone gave Maya OX so much shit for believing XRP even at its lowest. Now all of a sudden everyone's an XRP maxi. Yeah, so there's a lot of people going over and talking about it. I mean, it's just done insane. 69% this week is nuts. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments with the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye. Love you guys. Bye.